Hey, good morning, and how are you guys doing today? I hope amazing. So, we're back, and we're actually in, well, basically the final revisions before proofreaders get it, and they actually are already working on the early parts of Echoes of the Cosmic Veil, Legacy of the Rift. So, today we have a more short, well, a short chapter. It's 5 in the morning. I am absolutely kind of awake. I've got some coffee in me. Hope you guys get some coffee. I'm gonna get chat up real quick so that we can, so that I can know what you guys are saying and have an overall idea of what's going on. Outside of that, hope you guys are rocking this morning. I am personally kicking some butt. Um, I don't feel very discombobulated. I do know that on the chapter that we're currently going to be revising on today, I'm going to probably change some of it, and here's why. As you guys know, if you've been tuning in, the Zarkran virus has finally actually taken over Sam, and he killed some of the crew members and infected them, right? So, in all the chaos, is what's going to happen is this is right before they dump Sam, and he ends up meeting the space Vikings and stuff. And so that's going to be super important. Space Vikings are cool. We all like Space Vikings, I think. And so I'm trying to make sure that we're. Okay. Sorry, guys. Got distracted. I couldn't see what the messages are. I don't know why. Um, there. Messages are finally up there. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to fix some stuff. I want to improve this chapter. It's obviously super short. We are closing out on the final chapters because this book actually ends after Sam hooks up with the space Vikings and stuff like that, right? Um, there are some details that I realize I'm going to have to back change in there. I'm going to have to make it where, like, logically the AI and it, like, helps him mask the fact he's infected from the, basically the medical chamber, the regenerative chamber. I feel a regenerative chamber medically would likely have some kind of detection system to know if you were infected with some kind of deadly disease. So, in that chapter, obviously, we're going to have to back write some stuff. I really felt that I kind of did some laziness in chapter 21, maybe in 20, when we were doing the revisions, and so I'll probably go back there and do stronger revisions in that. And in chapter 1, 2, and 3, I'm going to probably put a lot more explanation of the dangers of space and a better explanation of the horse. And so that's the start. So let's get in on this right off the bat. We know that he's strapped in and stuff like that because he just killed some people. As I lay there, I knew my body had healed, but now the brightness of the room seemed dreadful. So that's the light sensitivity that we're giving him from the Zarkran's virus. I probably should actually put that in there as a factor of Zarkran's virus for later writing purposes. Ooh, that's horribly not. Boom. There, we got it fixed. Okay. Orion and Salvador seemed to have drifted off to sleep. Comma, who had stayed in the room. Okay, Orin and Salvador, who stayed in the room to guard me, seemed to have drifted off to sleep. I felt the room's control systems as I now reached out using. Okay. Let's rewrite this. Okay, boom. Obviously, oh, well, we'll just put the about. Mm. Okay, hold on one second. Something about the virus seemed to be enhancing my technopathic abilities. My ability to fill the systems in the room around me was growing. Uh, let's change that. I'm going to change this too, don't worry. Okay, let's get rid of some stuff and fix some stuff, right? What do we actually want to say here is the important factor in the hey, let's get what we want to say out of the way. So as I lay there, I knew my body had healed, but now the brightness of the room's lights, the brightness of the room's light was dreadful. Were dreadful. Was dreadful. Okay. Okay. Orion and Salvador, who had stayed in the room to guard me, seemed to have drifted off to sleep. Something about the virus. That doesn't look right at all. So let's fix that. Something about this virus seemed to be enhancing my technopathic abilities. Okay, we're gonna change this, and we're not even gonna say something. The virus seemed to be rapidly changing me. Okay. The virus seemed to be rapidly changing me, not only physically, but also enhancing my technopathic abilities. My ability to feel the. Okay. Okay. I could reach out to the systems in the room around me with ease now. Try to think if we want to mention that there's a near field connection. I could reach out. Okay, I could reach out, generating a far. Wait, I could reach out, generating a far more powerful near field connection to the systems in the room around me. Okay, let's go through this. I think we just got this covered right here. I kind of think I need to fix this. Hold on, let's read through this, find out exactly where we are. As I laid there, I knew my body had healed, but now the brightness of the room's light. Do we want light or lights? I feel it's going to be red lights, period. And my mustache is tickling my nose. Room's light was dreadful. Oren and Salvador, who had stayed in the room to guard me, seemed to have drifted off to sleep. The virus seemed to be rapidly changing me, not only physically, but also enhancing my technopathic abilities. I could reach out, generating a far more powerful near field connection. To the systems in the room around me. Connection. I could reach out, generating a far more powerful near field connection, allowing me to control the systems in the room around me. I found myself slowly adjusting the lights until the room was totally dark. The virus seemed to have unlocked my potential. Okay, so let me connect to the ship easier than ever and without my cyber deck. We're going to get rid of this part. Whoa. I said I wasn't discombobulated, and then we see that line of red, right? Okay, seemed to have enacted. Is it just like that? Is it separate? Enacted. It must be that one. Protocol. Boom. And counteract. Boom. Okay. The virus seems to have unlocked my potential, and the AI seemed to have enacted some protocol to counteract some of the negative effects of the virus. I think that's good. We're good with that. That paragraph's fixed. Let's hope the rest of them aren't that bad. The darkness was comforting. I could still see unusually well. The silence allowed me to finally relax and even able to calm the other two infected men. Me to finally relax. Let's say the silence allowed me to finally relax, which calmed the other two infected men. You know what? Okay, so we're gonna fix that. The darkness was comforting. The darkness was comforting. Okay. The darkness was comforting, shockingly, despite it being almost totally dark. I could see everything. The silence allowed me to finally relax. Okay. The darkness was comforting, shockingly, despite it being almost totally dark. I could see everything. The silence allowed me to finally relax. I could feel my connection to the other two infected men. They were mindless, but the darkness and silence seemed to calm them as well. I think we can just leave calm them. Dun, 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 dun. Then Brandon came. We don't have Brandon in the room, no. Then Brandon came in, panicked, and turned on the lights, which now stung my eyes with brightness, now filling the room. Wake up. What are you guys. What are you doing? They plan to kill Sam. Okay. Oh, this is the part I kind of wanted to deal with. They plan to kill Sam and the other two, he said in a jumbled mess. Oren was quick to his feet, saying Sam must have taken control of the lights after we fell asleep. What do you think we should do? We can't just let them kill Sam. I had a relief at the fact that my friends were concerned the crew wanted to kill me, but no real answers. Brandon looked worried as he looked at me, saying, I checked the systems, and we will be passing by a planet soon. The information on it was old, but it was a viable colony at one point. We could get you off the ship using an escape pod. I think I need to break this up. Let me look over this. This is a really long, single quote. Let's see. Let's look at this. Brandon looked worried as he looked at me, saying, I checked the systems and will be passing by a planet soon. The information on it was old, but it was a viable colony at one point. We could get you off the ship using an escape pod. Whatever we do, we need to do it fast. Rory is trying to keep the crew distracted, so we don't have much time. I nodded in agreement to the plan. I think we can fix this a little better, guys. Just gonna be honest. Okay. We can get you off the ship using the escape pod. Okay, I checked the system and we'll be passing by a planet soon. The information on it was old, but it was a viable colony at one point before the horrors. We need to get you off the ship. The best option is using an escape pod. Whatever we do, we need to do it fast. Don't like this at all still, guys. So let me try to figure out how to fix this, even though I'm hating the crap out of it. I checked the systems and will be passing by a planet soon. I'm liking that. The information on it was old. Okay, so this is where we're going to just say his name. Copy. Don't worry, this will make sense in a second. I checked the systems and we will be passing. Do we want will? I checked the systems. Yeah, we do want will. I checked the systems and we'll be passing by a planet soon. Sam, comma. The information on it was old, but it was a livable colony at one point before the horrors. Rory's trying to keep the crew distracted, so we don't have much time. We need to get you off the ship. Boom, boom, boom. Comma. And the best option is using an escape pod. Okay, so there we are. I fixed it. It still says the exact same stuff. Crazy enough. Just fixed. I nodded in agreement to the plan. Okay. I nodded agreement to the plan, knowing it was my best chance without endangering my friends further. Salvador moved quickly to my bed where I was strapped down. Sam, I'm gonna unstrap you. Are you in control of yourself enough not to bite me, or should we just let the crew take care of this? Which I feel is a reasonable thing somebody might actually say as somebody. Boom, let's fix that. Fix this. I had regained control of myself. I did not know for how long, or to what extent, but said, I'm good. I will not attack anyone. Okay. I'm good. I'm not going to attack any of you. Thank you for having my back. Orion and Salvador unstrapped me, and I got to my feet as Brandon opened the door and glanced down the corridor to make sure it was clear. We moved quickly down the corridor to the section of the ship where the escape pods were located. Orion pulled his plasma rifle and handed it to me, along with a couple of energy cells, saying, I hope you don't need this, but just in case. I really hope you're okay down there. Then Brandon smiled, saying, I hope to see you again one day, before they stepped away, closing the hatch. Every minute I wasted would put their lives at risk. Life put. Okay, I apologize. Every minute I wasted would put my life and theirs at risk. So I quickly pulled the pod's release lever, jettisoning it from the ship. The pod shook violently as it blasted itself from the ship. I could see the planet not far off, and began hoping the ship would not waste its time turning back to destroy the escape pod. I quickly started confirming. Oh, I don't know why I was mentally not able to read that. I quickly started confirming the information for the emergency landing protocol while I watched, waiting to see if the ship would blast me. The thrusters kicked in, and I began to move towards the planet. It was a mix of green and blue on the side facing the sun. As the escape pod got closer, I could tell I would be landing on the side of the planet that was still at night. I felt the gravity taking control as the pod began descending onto the planet. Let me fix this. It looked like I would be landing in a forest near a lake. As the ship sped towards the ground, the thrusters worked to slow the pod. As the pod landed, it was impossible to see at first from the smoke. I gathered myself and checked the plasma, not pistol, it's rifle. We've defined it as a rifle, right? Up there, I'm pretty sure. And waited for the hatch to release. Okay, so there we've got that. That's where we actually end up at the end of this. I don't know if I'm going to touch it again or not. Obviously, I'm going to read all the way back through this entire book after the proofreading people proofread the crap out of it. And so there's a chance that this does get touched a whole bunch. I will let you know, here it becomes very adventure-y for the next few chapters. And so I've got a crap load of stuff that I already have to adjust, fix, and improve, and they're only proofread to chapter 5 right now. I think they'll get another 5 chapters today and give me another list of stuff to fix. I don't know. But we are kicking butt. It'll be like 4 more days until we're done actually with all of the chapters for this book revised through on this revision level. Then from there, it is just fixing the stuff that I'm told I need to fix, which, having those extra eyes is going to be a blessing. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me this morning, just being awesome and being just supportive as a community. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Super excited that we're finishing this out. Peace and very best wishes.